Hi guys, it's Dr. Botox here and I'm coming to you live from downtown Beverly Hills. And basically, before we get into some skincare stuff, I just wanted to address something today. Everyone's so cute. I think Andy Cohen did an interview with Stellar magazine back in Dublin, and he said something like there's going to be Real Housewives of Ireland, maybe, and his executive producer is Irish. So here's the deal. The Real Housewives of Dublin, Ireland, it has been done already and it's my fucking show. It was always going to be my show. It's always going to be my show. Who am I? I'm Dr. fucking Botox. So even when I went on and did Celebrity Big Brother and I was away and the other four of my co-stars, or as I like to call them, my supporting cast, were doing all the rounds of the TV interviews, even then all they would do was talk about me because it's my fucking show. So there's not going to be any Real Housewives of Ireland without me. I've now relocated to Beverly Hills. I have all my skincare brands. I also do a huge amount of stand-up comedy, and so basically, I'm not available in Ireland to do The Real Housewives again, and I live in Beverly Hills, coming to you live from downtown Beverly Hills. We're about to actually record my podcast, Diary of a Botox Bitch. And just to let you know, yeah, bitches, that show, The Real Housewives of Ireland, is my fucking show. No one else is going to get to do it. It's my fucking show. It was always my show and it's always going to forever be my show, okay? So, yeah, I don't know what that is. That is false information. The other thing that was really funny is when we first did it, we shot all the opening sequences in dresses and dancing like I'm the only girl in the world and whatnot. And actually, Bravo in America were like sending emails to Steve and Straywave, who produced the show for TV3 Virgin Media. And so I find it really funny, or I find it odd, or just perturbing actually. Obviously, they always told us, like, I was always afraid that Andy Cohen would be mad with me because I did the show for 3 seasons. I did for all seasons. The show stopped when I left. But I did the show and I thought he would be mad at me because I didn't actually know it wasn't affiliated. We thought for the first 2 seasons it was the American show with American producers overseeing things. So we were also led down a garden path. But I was always afraid, thinking, oh my gosh. And it's funny, I was there at BravoCon on Friday because I was there just to meet people who run the Jimmy Kimmel comedy venue. And so I was there, and actually one of the producers of the shows of, actually I'm not going to say, but one of the producers snuck me in the back door, and I was there for about 2 or 3 hours, and Andy came out on stage and I was like, he's kind of hot. Like, I know guys, but there's something about him. Anyway, and by the way, there's no point tagging him or tagging me and tagging him and all the rest of it on TikTok, because Andy doesn't use TikTok. He doesn't go on TikTok, so he won't see it. But, which is fine, so we can say we've got a crush on a gay man, it's fine. But I was always terrified that he would be mad at me if I ever met him or crossed paths, because he would be like, you did that show and they didn't pay the license fee and, you know, I didn't know or whatever. So it's just interesting to see him talk about it. He obviously doesn't know there was a whole drama and that Bravo shut them down and stuff, which is rightfully so, because if they didn't pay the license agreement and it wasn't overseen, they can't steal a franchise and decide to do a spin-off. And I know they called it the Real Housewives of Ireland and the Real Housewives of Dublin, Southside Dublin, Dublin Wives, the Wives of Dublin, like D4 Dublin Wives. Like, honestly, I don't even know what it's called. And I was on the show all the seasons. Did I say I was the star of the show? And it's my fucking show. Yes. Okay, cool. So anyway, long story short, I'm in Beverly Hills. Just settled here. Just relocated here. And I'm not going back to Ireland to do the Real Housewives of Ireland. And you can't do the fucking show without me. Okay, bitches. So here's the deal. I have my 3 different skincare lines here. Dermaface MD, which is there's a social proof in that. I've had them for 12 years. I'm dual qualified as a dentist as well. So the first brand I had was Dermadental and then pivoted to Dermaface MD. Now here's the thing, I have a degree in aerospace engineering. It was my first degree that I did. I have boats, I've sailed across the Atlantic, I have a yacht masters. Yes, super high achiever, get over it, whatever. I'm not making apologies. That's what I love about America. Everyone's like, walk in your glory and like, oh my God, you did this, and they're just so positive, and I love it. So I don't hide any part of who I am anymore. Except I did have a biopsy the other day on my forehead and I have a little patch covering it. I'm trying to keep myself busy while I wait for the biopsy results. If I'm being really honest, I don't want to cry, but before I did Celebrity Big Brother, I had a thing removed from my forehead, and I don't know how I even did the show. I was in hiding, because you're in hiding for 3 days, and I was in hiding, and I was actually brought in a surgical kit to take out my own sutures. Look at me, my cadence of my speech is racing because I'm still super stressed by the whole thing. And I had another one taken off here in Cedar Sinai, just here in my immediate canthus. And then, sorry, this is a new jacket they're fitting for me because I'm doing the Comedy Store stand-up comedy twice in the next 2 weeks, and I've this in different colours for the show. Anyway, long story short, I'm waiting for my results of my biopsy, and so I'm just trying to distract myself, to be honest with you. So I'm going to talk about my skincare brands in a moment, because this is why I'm here. I want I feel like America is just a bigger, better deal. There's 387 million people here who are genetically modified to make purchases. So I wanted to hit that market up. Also, so my clinics, most of my clinics in Dublin, in Ireland, and in London, and it took some time out. Like I just chilled out, and well, actually did a lot of stand up comedy. I wanted to do the stand up comedy and get as good as I could get as quickly as I could, but also it's a real long journey. So I sort of spent the last 5 years dipping in and out of that, and then we had the pandemic, yada yada. That's boring. Let's not talk about that. But I just want to say, lies, lies, lies. The Real Housewives of Ireland is not going to happen because it's my show, and I'm not in Ireland to do it because I've settled. So I've just got a green card, and I'm here fully settled into Beverly Hills, and I'm not going back, not to film my show anyway. And so I have my skincare to sell. So this is the newest edition. Everyone was complaining about the price of Aerospace MD because it's $199 for the oxygenating moisturizer. Get over it. I spend loads of money on the products. They're all made here. It is what it is. I can't, if you all buy it, we might be able to get it down $10, but it costs a fortune to make. The other product I have is my Dermaface MD, and this is the triple peptide eye cream, and then this is the Dermaface MD, and this is the hyaluronic acid serum, which is a great product. And then there is the Dollar Skin. I don't know if you can see this, which is my Calm Down Karen Cleanser. So this is a cheaper entry point. This is probably more geared towards the millennials. I had to laugh on The Real Housewives of Ireland when Jodis, who's my nemesis, she betrayed me, so I have her on my phone as Jodis. When Jo wanted to start up her makeup line with Lisa, they were making it a more affordable version of MAC. Obviously, I called it Muck. But Lisa was saying you need to have this and this and this to hit all the markets. That's not what you do with skincare. So if you take nothing away from anything, skincare, you have the millennials, which is like 18 to 24 or whatever. So that's what the Dollar Skin is kind of aimed at. And then Dermaface MD is kind of 35 to 45. And then the Aerospace MD is like, again, 45, 55. But you have to hit different markets. But anyway, no one wants to hear about the analytics about skincare. So what I would say is this. Yeah, don't do reality TV unless you've got shit to sell, because it's a huge fucking crazy train wreck of a train ride. I did like doing Real Housewives of Ireland a lot. I didn't enjoy doing Celebrity Big Brother. I thought that was a horrible experience, although I got paid well for it, so whatever. I do agree with Bethany Frankel in many ways that we should get residuals for sure. But I also feel like the opportunity you get with your business, and if I hadn't done those shows, I wouldn't have been able to get a green card for exceptional talent in TV, albeit reality TV. Did a couple of sitcoms, but they were mostly pilot and didn't make it a series. But again, like I think things opportunity gives, and you're always where you're meant to be in life. So I am here in Beverly Hills. I finally moved in. I settled in. I have my skincare brands. I have my LLC. I'm waiting on biopsy results. I hope I don't have another squamous cell carcinoma or basal cell carcinoma. But if I do, I'll deal with it. But the point is, I'm not going back to Ireland, and there's going to be no Real Housewives of Ireland without me, because it's my show. It was always my show, and it's always going to be my show. And if you're looking at this and going like, who am I? I'm Dr. fucking Botox. That's who I am. My podcast, Diary of a Botox Bitch, and my book, Diary of a Botox Bitch, is coming out next year. So selling skincare, 3 different brands, also selling tickets to come and see me at the Comedy Store, and to see me in the Ice House Pasadena, see me at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. I'll be at the Improv in January. I'll be at Jimmy Kimmel in Vegas. That's why I was in Vegas and then snuck in the back door. I couldn't believe it. It was so funny. I was at BravoCon just very, very briefly for 17 hours or so. And I just, a producer, not a comedy producer, like a reality TV producer, snuck me in. And it was just funny. I was there and I was like, and it's funny because nobody knows who I am over here. So it's kind of cool. And so it was just interesting. It was a fun time. But again, just to reiterate, and I don't want to have to come at this again. There's not going to be any Real Housewives of Ireland with Bravo or without Bravo, because it's my show. It was always my show. It's always going to be my show. Ask Steve from Straywave, ask the editor. They were just like, give us more, Danielle, give us more, Danielle. When it comes to reality TV, we all know if I want to press the button, I can blow it up. My supporting cast, they're all back across the pond still, probably in therapy, whatever. Jodis was my nemesis, but my real nemesis was a girl called Vagina Macaroni. Sorry, my bad, Virginia McCarry. She was a self-proclaimed heiress to an Irish restaurant chain. Please, they had like 2 burger trucks and a couple of fish and chip corner shops. Anyway, that's an interesting story. We talked about that on my podcast, the fact that her baby daddy is on an extended away trip, and then she's got engaged to somebody else and stuff. So I wish her well, and I don't like the comments saying that I didn't support her Miss V bikini line, because I every day would put on Miss V bikini down in Malibu and in Quinta del Lago after I got off the golf course. So I don't know what that's about, to be honest with you. Anyway, skincare.